Anyway, we are going to be going through some bows stuff. I'm gonna wait till people get on, then we're gonna do another 24-man thing, because that was wild how fast we got, and I think we can get a really quick 2 runs in, but I need some stuff still. So let's see, I actually just need the time-worn artifacts. I'm gonna go in and see if I can't get a run of Castrum and Dal Riata. Let's see here. We're in Zadnor. Castrum is all. No, am I in the wrong? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Dal Riata's already going though. Oh, wrong one. Just kidding, I meant to do that. Okay, it is not up right now. People are already asking about it. Where's sleep? Oh, it doesn't care about. It doesn't care about sleep. 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 Oh no. Oh no. The only time I can really do this stuff, this relic stuff, is on stream. When I've got people around with me, but like it's still a really slow grind. And with my work, it's not like, okay, it's no longer daylight out, I'm off the clock. You know what I mean? I'm working as long as I have energy to work in order to get stuff out. What I think is a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, I heard that it gets better, but yeah, I spent some time on it, and then I noticed that I was kind of falling behind, and I didn't want to work for a bit, so I did take a bit of a break for about a week or so. You know, the best ofs take a while, I guess, to get out. All I'm doing is, but they take a while to get out because I'm watching every single video. 16 hours of video that I went through for the best ofs, because I just was like, all right, everybody likes the longer content, and it's really hard to like trim down, because we had like a lot of good moments. So especially people who are in the Patreon who see the director's cuts, which are longer. Oh, I'm so sad you cut this part out, or I'm so sad you cut this part out. And that still exists to an extent. I was just like, what the hell? You guys are gonna watch them over and over anyway, and people aren't complaining about them being longer. If anything, people complain about me splitting them into smaller videos. But even then, people have been pretty understanding. And there's an audience for both, so people who like the smaller videos and then the people who want the longer ones get the supercuts typically. I didn't do that with E12 Savage, because I did not want to export a 2-hour video. So far everybody has enjoyed them, and yeah, they're hella long. Stuff to talk about. I am doing another video because I've run out of, obviously, nest videos to do. And I could do the Terraria videos and put some sponsorships in there. I just didn't feel right about that. So I'm going to try next week and get another one out. And I'm doing a 10 things that I'd like to see change in Endwalker. And it's going over different job ideas that we've kind of talked about here. Like improvements that we want to see, or tweaks that we want to see. Starting off, of course, with the TBN. Like, I have 3 things that I want for Dark Knight. I want TBN to kind of explode or deal damage to the enemy that you're targeting, or like an AoE or whatever, based on the amount of shield you have left. So if it doesn't break, then it's not like a completely feels bad moment. You still get something for it. It would be, I don't know, a small improvement, right? Return a bit of the mana. Yeah, that too. Something. Like, you just give something. Oh no. Oh no. There's only 5 people in here. How many people are in this? Oh, this is a dead instance. I didn't even think to notice or think to look. I was like, I'll just kill stuff and wait for it to pop up. Not realizing that nobody was even in here. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, it's a full instance. Thank goodness. So I'm not really sure what to do for Delirium. Esteem, on the other hand, I've still been trying to think of a way to do the idea that we came up with before without relying, like, without having to deal with the issue of, what was it, animation lock. Because that was kind of the idea, is to have a pseudo limit break where you do this like cross slash attack back and forth with Esteem. I mean, there are people like Raya and me who are okay with being stuck in place for a big ability. What do you do? Like, what abilities could we either add, or do we make Edge and Flood cooler? Because I wouldn't mind spamming Edge and Flood a little bit more, or making, like, giving them empowered versions, even though they are quite a bit stronger already. I haven't really heard any ideas for what it could be, you know? It's that people don't like that it's not unique enough. I'm not sure what we could do. Oh, damn, you just gibbled me. I wouldn't mind Delirium granting, like, all those old effects from... like, instead of having to spam Dark Arts, you just get, like, Dark Arts style abilities from Delirium. Maybe stuff with more health management? Because that is one of the gimmicks. It's just hard to do on a tank because you're getting hit. Or you're supposed to be getting hit. I wouldn't mind, like, changing it up if we actually did specs. Not straight up making a different class, but repurposing some jobs and some abilities for different roles. Kind of like how Nocturnal and Diurnal work on Astro currently, but for tanks, so that the off tank doesn't feel like he's doing absolutely freaking nothing all the time. It's not missing the Dark Arts spam, but like hitting Delirium and now all your abilities have extra effects. That could be pretty cool. You're doing more, like, instead of like hitting Vengeance and then protecting yourself, you're hitting Vengeance and sharing damage with some party members or nearby party members, or you know, any damage that the party receives gets turned into damage towards the boss to an extent, like changing some stuff to AoE, making more supporty stuff rather than just being single target focus. Because otherwise you're just sitting on all your cooldowns not doing anything until a tank buster comes out. I know every tank kind of has their thing. Every tank's got their main single target buff, and everybody's got their AoE. So you've got Shake It Off, you've got Dark Missionary, you've got Heart of Light, and you've got Divine... what's it called? Divine Veil, yeah. I like thinking about what we can improve and what we can do, and because, I mean, like, there are tons of complaints, but not a whole lot of solutions being thrown around. So I like kind of bringing the conversation back towards what can we do to improve it, what kind of feedback can we give other than, oh, this sucks, Square doesn't know what they're doing, oh, they're so stupid, why are they not doing, are they blind? Are Square blind? Are they just doing this? How can they just do this? Don't they see that it sucks? It sucks, guys. It's like, alright, what should they change? I don't know, just not suck, I guess. Because here's the thing, like, I made that one video, like, talking about talk to the dev team, because they care and they listen. And this person got so and I mean so butthurt. Some of you were around for this. They got so bloody butthurt that I was being, in their words, educational. Because they saw Square Enix as this big, bad, evil corporation, which, I mean, the higher-ups might be. I'm not going to say they're not. But the Final Fantasy XIV dev team, like, they gave no benefit of the doubt. They gave no quarter on, like, maybe the devs care. Maybe the devs want to do something that's good for the game. Maybe they want to make it fun. They're just like, they're just greedy, they're just scumbags, they're just blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, then you don't have to play the game. And they're like, oh yeah, great mentality, just get out of my game then. I'm like, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, you are not beholden to Final Fantasy XIV. If they're not doing something that you like, then take your services elsewhere. And they took that as, then just leave and just go. Like, I can't help that much connotation over the internet, but yeah, they only took it as, so you're just saying to F off, you're just saying to leave the game then, because I'm not happy. I'm just like, I'm just saying, if they're not doing what you want, then you don't have to give them your money. That's all I'm saying. So you can either take your business elsewhere and you know, hit them in the wallet, you know, make them realize that they're not doing something right by their numbers going down, or you can illustrate what's actually going wrong and what's going right. You do need to say both, because if you don't say, I like this thing, then the people who are complaining are going to overshadow you. You're going to be drowned out by the sea of, oh no. By the sea of, this sucks, I hate this is garbage, this is stupid, I don't like, oh my goodness, he punched my brains out. Oh nice, cast room's up. We did go into this before, and trust me, I for one agree with you. I am personally working on something that hopefully does exactly what you're talking about, but it's not Final Fantasy XIV. And the issue that you get is that you're basically, what people are saying is that you're doubling or multiplying the number of jobs where the game, the balance isn't made for that, where it wasn't designed. So I agree that I'd like to have a spec where Warrior has a DPS kit. I think that would be cool. But for a tank right now, it needs to be just focused on what can it do with, how can it better fulfill the role of both main tank and off tank. And they made two different roles, so they need to expand the arsenal, or at least give some flexibility so that you're not just bored out of your mind when you're off tanking. That's more what I'm talking about. So I understand more where you're coming from now. I don't think it's possible right now, and people are still, I don't think WoW should be the standard to hold everything to, but WoW left a bad taste in a lot of people's minds with certain specs pretty much just getting outright ignored. Because I think it's a similar mentality if you had 5 jobs and you're like, I'd like each job to have a different spec, and people will be like, you're doubling the number of jobs. That's 10 jobs to balance. Whereas if you look at Final Fantasy right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 jobs. So yeah, doubling that all at once is a lot. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. But adding some extra stuff to there to give some flexibility to play, yeah, it's not going to balance very well. Yeah, there's going to be some meta or some over-tuning that's going to happen. I think if they went into it initially thinking, okay, this is how we're going to design the game and the jobs, and this is what we're going to basically make sure that each job has. So yeah, while we're designing Warrior with like a DPS spec and a support spec and a tank spec, we're technically already just designing 3 different jobs for this one while keeping it within the same theme. But that's not what they've done so far. And so I think they could do it. I definitely don't think just because WoW failed, everybody's going to fail. It is a huge undertaking though. Oh crap, I don't want to be a warrior on here. Crap. There are tutorials in 14, if you want to call them that. They exist. Yes, there are tutorials in Final Fantasy XIV. No, they don't tell you what to do. They exist. I absolutely agree with you that I think being able to mix and match a few and kind of play how you want, it would be a cool concept. It's just a little late in the game, I think, for them to actually do it. But I've been thinking about Ninja changing it up to be more focused on their magic and summoning, Monk using a bow staff, Dragoon having a pet, like their little babby wyvern that we had from Final Fantasy XI. I miss that little motherfucker. I do. I just reinstalled 11. I want to finish the story because I'm playing Opera Omnia and they just added Iroha. And I'm like, I haven't actually seen your story. 11 was terrible with telling you what your story, or what you should be doing for your story. 11 gave no fucks about your time, like your ability. I think they wanted to sell guides. Because I remember I had that thick guide from, I forget the name of what it was, but I had that thick white guide that had like all the job stuff and where the quests were and what you had to do. Because the game told you nothing. Literally nothing. Remember those quests that they gave in 14? Where it's like, here are context clues. Go find it. There aren't any quest markers. That was 11 in its entirety. Base game. Whole thing. It was so rough. It was so freaking rough. Where's my AoE stuff? Hang on. Where'd I put it? Where did I put my AoE stuff? Oh, I'm dumb. Here? Here. Found it. I missed. Oh, yeah, right. There was the second one. Yeah, we do need a pirate. I want Corsair to come back. Black Desert beat us to it. Get into raiding as a new player. Okay. So, first of all, level up and find some jobs that you like to play. Learn the jobs. Look up guides, third party, all the way. Because the game will not tell you, like we were talking about before, how to play your job effectively. Look up guides, figure out how you should do it, what you need to do, kind of what tools are at your disposal, figure out how your cooldowns work, your AoE versus your single target, all that stuff. Learn the game's mechanics, what the game kind of expects from you. There's a lot to go into that is... I want to make little quick guides for people now that we have some time. But learn. First and foremost, just learn. Then, once you've got that all down, go into dungeons on your role. Like, if you're a tank or a healer, I highly suggest you practice big pulls, because that puts you into a certain amount of pressure that you're going to be in when raiding. It's going to teach you how to manage your cooldowns a little bit more effectively. It will teach you how much damage you can kind of take and heal at certain things, what skills kind of fit. There are better and worse things to do in certain situations, but at the same time, you can feel like what's comfortable for you and like learn your layout for your hotbars. If you're a DPS in that situation, just try and do as much damage as possible. Definitely don't download a parser. Do not download a parser to see how much damage you're doing. That's against the terms of service. And don't use it to figure out how other people... Don't use it to figure out how other people are doing their rotations and making the best of all that. Don't do that. It's I'm not allowed to say that. You cannot condone stuff that is against terms of service, especially when I'm partnered like this. It's big no-no. Don't do that. Okay? So, just letting you know, if people find out about that, you could get suspended or banned or whatever. Even though maybe not me personally. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people use it to improve and do substantially when they know how to use it. That's what they claim, allegedly. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's a good way. Or Stone Sky C. You know, practice on Stone Sky C. Make sure that you're being able to beat the dummies and try and optimize. And, you know, again, understand what you're doing. Then, once you're comfortable in your class, once you kind of know how to do the hardest possible content you can, you know, get a group together and start running. You can either go straight into Savage, go on Party Finder, you know, list what you've got, what you want to do, like job-wise. Yeah, just wait for people to answer the call there, or go on Party Finder and look for people who are looking for things. Try and be honest about your expectations and your experience and stuff. I've got a few videos, I think, or there are videos around just like how to best interact with people. The game, while you do have your dingbats as you do in any community, for the most part, people want you to improve, and people are willing to help you improve. So let people help you improve. When somebody says you should be doing this or you could do better on this, don't take it personally as if they're attacking you. It's more meant as a, I'm genuinely trying to help you because the game will not explain it, so I'm explaining it for you. That's kind of where most people that I've interacted with want. Like if they say something like that where they're correcting you, that's what they mean. That's the intention, that's the connotation. So allow people to help you because they're not doing it because you're stupid or because they think you're stupid or because they think you're inept or anything. It's simply because they know that the game doesn't teach you, and they probably got corrected a bunch when they started playing the game. There are some people who are just like, you should just know how to do blah, 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 blah because of this and that. And it's like either they forgot being a know-nothing newbie, or they came from games where the systems were a lot more similar, and so they could piece it together and figure things out. Or most likely, they think they're doing really well, and like, yeah, I was able to teach myself, and they're probably doing things completely wrong. So, Ditch the ego, for sure. Yeah, and then just find people that, you know, have your schedule, which is probably the hardest part of it all. Your skill level, your expectation level. Do you want to go in blind and figure all the stuff out yourself? Do you want to look up guides before you go in? Do you want to progress fast? Do you kind of want to have fun with your group? Do you want to make friends? You kind of know your expectations, and don't get discouraged if the first 2 or 3 groups don't work out. Because you're going to be learning about yourself, you're going to be learning about the game, you're going to be learning about different things that you want out of your experience, and different things about yourself as a player, and the community, like just all this stuff. And from the game's point of view, or from like the gameplay's perspective, what the game typically does to show you this is what's going on, or this is what we expect of you, these are the mechanics that we typically go with. This is how you figure stuff out, basically. So, I more or less that's it. It's good wanting to learn. I just say that because I definitely was at that stage, like, because I came from like playing games with League of Legends and very toxic atmosphere, and I thought, you know, that's how you stand up for yourself. You tell people to shut the hell up and leave you alone. Mind their own business, or whatever. Like, establish your dominance. Don't let them talk down to you, kind of a thing. That's just not the case with 14. 14 is so nice for the most part. Like, some people definitely proved that wrong with the whole Asmongold debacle when he was trying to play. Like him or hate him or whatever. People going out of their way to grief. Like, that was literal griefing. Are those the same people in my videos telling me to make sure I've mastered my hotbar and know every little thing to do before I go into a dungeon content, or into dungeon content? I bet they were. I bet they were, and then they actively grief somebody. Well, it's okay because this person's a dick. I'm justified. Oh, but the person, you know, pulling ahead when the healer isn't comfortable healing, or the DPS not listening to the tanks and healers on what they want to handle. It's not. They're not rude. They're just playing the game how they want. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for illuminating that for me, enlightened individual. I mean, if more eyes are on the game, that's a good thing. Like, you don't have to like the person. Be selfish about it. My game, our game, is getting attention. Our game is getting the recognition it deserves. My game is having subs being put into it, which means money put into it, which means more development costs are covered. Yes. Hell yes. Oh, wait, people are being rude from the WoW community? Correct them, or don't have them in your groups. And then either they leave, or whatever, because, you know, you don't like that kind of conduct, or they learn. They learn, they figure out, oh, that's how this game's community is. That's how I act. Oh, I don't have to be rude for people to listen to me. Oh, I don't have to be the mean one first in order to, you know, I don't have to establish dominance. I don't have to be so defensive about stuff. You know what I mean? That's on us. That is on us as the community to fix that stuff. But yeah, welcome to the game, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Definitely have fun. And hopefully the experiences with the community are good ones. Because, I mean, I had my rough goes. I definitely was not innocent. I could have avoided a lot of confrontations if I had not instigated or allowed people to instigate. Like, at a certain point, you have to kind of claim some responsibility. I don't want to, like, gaslight anybody. It's like, well, you know, the reason they treated you bad is kind of your fault. Because you didn't do XYZ, like, unless you're being openly rude or something like that. But anyway, yeah, learning that that's bait. You gotta move along. There's still some things that I cannot let go. Don't talk shit about Soken or Yoshi P. Don't do it. Really, any of the dev team. Like, shut your mouth. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do that. Leave them alone. Leave Yoshi alone. And that's what I think more people need to do. Learn what constructive criticism means. Because obviously people have still abused that term. You're not saying something nice, therefore it's not constructive. That's not true. That is simply not true. Yeah, because so there's people who actually think that it only means being nice and complimenting, and then there's people who think only those people exist. And my discussion videos have always been about, like for Monk, I had heavy criticisms about it, but I loved the job, and so I wanted it to be fixed. So I noted what was negatively affecting my experience with it, acknowledging that my experience with it is not the only experience with it, and that if they went another way, that is totally fine. But for me to have fun with that job, these are things that needed to change. And they did it! They did it all! Except for a couple things. They need to tweak a couple things for it to be perfect. My version of perfect, rather. But even Reaper. Reaper is exactly what I said the pet system should have been. And like for Beastmaster. Yeah, Monk needs a cooler disengage. I want to teleport. I want to Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Shumpo, whatever, teleport back. Or like, I would have liked a Tornado Kick to be a disengage. Because it's just got the backflip on it, so it makes sense to like back off of it. But the startup, the startup animation for Tornado Kick would make for a piss poor disengage. I want to be, yes, I want to be anime. That's like, everything that I've wanted has been like my weeb shit. I'm definitely all on board that, yeah. I still want to be a turret. I want my ultimate ability in Endwalker to be summoning 2 or 4, depending. Basically go all Machamp, Ashura's Wrath. I don't care if I'm just like Tenchi Jinned in there. I don't even need to hit any more buttons. I just want to go ora, 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 ora. Or do kind of like Dragalia Lost, how they have their certain supers where you tap to fill the gauge. So just mash and tap the button until it's like, and then that's how many hits you get, like your quick time event or whatever. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. I don't care what you say. It's sick. That is a good idea. Stop putting points on blunt weapons. I'm so sick of it. Stop. I'm so done. When are we gonna get the Katekyo Hitman Reborn crossover where we get Suna's gloves for months? Gosh dang it. I want glowy orb gems on the back of my hands. I want chains coming off. I want fire to be coming out of exhaust pipes on my wrists. I'm not eating Boxu, but I just get the box. Actually, they don't pay me to do this, but I don't get the chance to show what they give me very often because I'm trying to keep it to 30 seconds to a minute. It just came today. Yeah, and I just got an updated code, DRAC20, so you get 20% off now. I ran outside as soon as I saw the notification that it had arrived, though, because I'm like, I don't want all my snacks to melt. Orange box again. Ooh. Theme is Summer Matsuri. Festival time. Alright. Neato. Thank you card. Got more shaved ice. Looks like a shaved ice type candy. Actually, we'll just look inside the pamphlet. I saw takoyaki in there. There's a takoyaki themed snack. So there's the shaved ice candies right there. And then there we go, sorry.
I heard takoyaki.
Yeah, they were gonna get a takoyaki thing. So there's tea, sencha green tea, and ooh, a wasabi potato snack. Fried potato with sharp wasabi. Hell yes, I'm gonna enjoy that. Right there. I don't think Boxu would complain about me talking about it beyond the videos. Have we ever had takoyaki over here?
Yeah, but it was frozen.
Yeah, the frozen stuff.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I had the real thing over there.
Okayama maple cream pancake.
Gathering and crafting. You could do leaves. Those are pretty good. Use your allowances. Grab cordials. Oh yeah. Let me show you this real quick too. Yeah, the diadem and the firmament are really good, and once you get to level 70, 71, the facet quests are pretty good. Quartermaster. And then I think it's these company issue survival and engineering manuals. I think quests give them out. There are higher level ones. So once you rank up enough, get these as well. They have a duration of 18 hours, but you only... This will get you at least at 50, it seems. I didn't know that they halved it at the end. Anyway, it's still extra experience. Once you hit 1 million experience points, it falls off. But you can just reapply it. So you can have a constant experience boost. So even if you're getting 500,000 extra experience, they're pretty cheap. Yeah, just keep these up, keep these rolling. If you're in a free company, see if they'll put up the Quartermaster, Helping Hand, or Earth and Water too, or if they can craft level 3s, or get your squadron up. Watch them fail because they're miserable pieces of worthless wastes of air. So this is just a flat 2-hour 20% experience bonus. I think these stack. So like the same way food experience and scroll experience would stack. So those are options as well. Now I need you all to stop being so crappy and actually get me my stuff. I'm okay with this raid. I just don't like it when it takes forever and a half, you know? I'm just a black magic turret right now. Oh no, it fell off. Better reapply it immediately. You know? Not too bad, not too bad. We didn't have to deal with that stupid knockback mechanic. There we go, that's the damage I was expecting to see. Yeah, well I can't make it hit too much harder when it's item level synced. Just imagine just not having any cast times. Oh wait, I'm living it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Look at him die. Don't look at my pit. Is this how Whoops feels every time he does a baby scorch? I was trying to get rid of that sales lady earlier with the security thing. She's like, is this your first home? Or are you a new homeowner? And I was just like, I don't want to admit anything to you. Leave me alone. So I was like, no. And then she got like trying to corner me with questions. I'm like, gosh dang it, you salespeople. Leave me alone. Like, oh wow, you're doing really well to have multiple homes. So I was like, shut up and go away. Don't catch me in my BS. This is my only home and I just don't want you to try and get me to pay $90 a month for your stupid security system. Don't worry, Archie, we're gonna be the first company that pays every employee close, we'll say close to 6 figures. That's still, people will believe that still, right? Get all you guys up there for the low cost of doing like 5 people's work. It's gonna be great. Everything's fine. Please don't call the Better Business Bureau. Because the thing is with most places, we want you to do this many work for less monies. And most people are like, I want more monies though. And they're like, you are being selfish for wanting to support your family and your basic needs. How dare you not think about the company? Please don't look at my $1 million bonus that I got from laying off people this year. We are gonna have to let some of you go. We just cannot make ends meet. By the way, I'm taking an extra $5 million for doing such a good job with the company. Unfortunately, it's what you agreed to in your contract. If you look here in this what are you gonna do about it, you little bitch clause, you can see that there is nothing you can do about it. So get fucked. If you really want more money, just go find somewhere else to pay you as you start out the same amount of money that you were getting here. We're not corrupt. At a certain level, like, I don't get it. Because, yeah, these people that you're bringing on to make the company money, make the money for the company, but in doing so, you lose all the passion for the gaming industry. All the passion for like treating your employees well and like making a good game. Like they don't care about that anymore. Why don't they care about that anymore? Can you not make decent money and a good game? It boggles my mind. So I know like we're all dewy-eyed and like what are the words I'm trying to say here? Just got all these like high expectations. We want to be in the gaming industry. We want to do this. And clearly, we've got people out there, myself included, who have to kind of reel in the expectations because, you know, not everything is realistic. Kind of have to not be quite as ambitious and still make a good game with maybe less features. Oh my goodness, the feature craze. Look how many features we have. We're only halfway done. Please buy it. Sincerely, Final Fantasy 15. I don't even think Final Fantasy 15 had that many features. Sorry, bad joke. Why do I think Final Fantasy 14 is doing so well? They care. They care. I don't think Square cares. I think the Final Fantasy 14 team cares. That's massive because they're listening to the players, they're communicating with the players. So sorry, Sailor. Having a lot of features isn't bad, but it's kind of like the same thing with the graphics chase craze, where people are like getting into all this new technology, which is cutting edge, but not refined. So you're spending exorbitant amount of hours and money and manpower just to get these things out because companies think that's how you be competitive, rather than making the game just good. So all this time is spent on a single feature or a single thing, and the game itself suffers. So if you're able to put in a lot of features, that's good. As long as they're like cohesive, you know, obviously you don't want to have just like a cluster mess. If you're focusing on, well, every game is doing feature heavy stuff, and you can do this and you can do that, and sky's the limit. But then reality hits and it's like, no, the limit is the limit. And it's usually your manpower, you know? Your manpower, your vision, your coordination, you know? Original 14 was a big example of like having a lot of good talent, but no coordination. So it wasn't optimized, so all the cool stuff that could be in there couldn't really shine, because how are you going to show stuff off if the game doesn't even work? But I think it's few and far between. Like Black Desert will not do that. WoW doesn't do that, because Jessica's been watching a whole bunch of stuff. She's interested to see why so many people from WoW are coming over to 14. And it's like the WoW player base feels like they're just not heard. Like the developers don't care about them. Like they're just so expendable. And there's just this huge disconnect. And you remember when they started talking down, like, I know John Tron got into shit, but his whole video was so telling. With that whole thing where that person was wanting, like, hey, will you bring back classic WoW or give us like the original servers? And it's like, yeah, you don't want that. Like, entirely dismissive, rude, inconsiderate. Yeah, just the sheer amount of disrespect that they show their player base and their fans and all this stuff. It's come to light that Blizzard actively makes fun of the community for criticizing their game. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Right. You think you want that, but you don't. People on the Blizzard team calling him an a-hole. Like, I know Yoshi P gets irritated with us sometimes, because he's just frustrated, though, because he's trying really hard to make the game good, and he's trying really, like, he's caught between a rock and a hard place so much because he does care so much. And I empathize with him a lot, because it's a similar thing when people, like, not really critique the videos or the channel, but say, oh, I really wish you guys did this, or I wish you guys could see this, or I wish you did this in this video. I'm just like, I'm trying. I'm really trying to do everything, but my hands are tied. So, like, when I talk to him, and when I hear the interviews and listen to, like, his, you know, his body language and his tone of voice and, you know, the word choice, he's trying to be so polite, but he's also, like, really bogged down because he can't do everything. And I think it's a really good thing to talk about, because it's what I've said. And I think Yoshi P always wants to be transparent. Like, he tries so hard not to criticize, you know, either the company or the other teams or, like, anybody. Yoshi P is very good at not criticizing anybody, which might be actually a better way of going about it. But, oh, dude, I cannot. This is why I'm better self-employed. Of all the downsides to it, of all the stressors to it, I just don't play well with others in those situations. Like, I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about optimizing. I do not like micromanaging as much as possible. I'm here, like Archie can attest and whatever, and like I'm always open for her criticisms and scribble. Usually they're very nice about it anyway if they want something to change, but when I talk to them about it, it's usually like, this is the general idea. If you need more details from me, I'm willing to go that step and meet you there and figure out as little work as you like, as much work as I can take off of you in that process. But at the same time, I'm gonna give you as much as I can so you can just work on it yourself and be self-sufficient in that. I get some messages like that, but it's usually like crab knife emos. Just like, hey Archie, I got an idea. And she's just like, shut up. No. You're not doing this. I'm like, please. It's like, all right, maybe. And then she talks to her retail boss and is like, I need more shifts. Sorry, Drek. I can't do any drawings right now. They booked me a double. I think we'll call it for now. I'm gonna go hang out with the family. We already basically ate dinner. Thank you once again. Hope you have a great rest of your night. God bless you all, and we'll see you next time on the stream.